and putting aside 45 minutes to talk about AI. So, thank you, AI generated images, you're welcome. So today I'm going to talk at a high level, because obviously we've only got 45 minutes together today, and I want to give you some ideas, some inspiration, some simple use cases, and hopefully thoughts that you can take away from today and use. So please feel free to take photos of any of the screens, any of the information. I will go fast. I won't be able to go deep, but I'm able to take questions at the end, and if we go over, we will get thrown out, but I'm happy to stand over there and take as many questions as you guys have. So there is an ebook, and if you guys are interested in getting it, the QR code is there, and it's also on every one of the slides, so feel free to grab the ebook if you want to. It's just got some prompts, simple prompts that you can use in your practices. So questions at the end, so make notes, write them down. I will take as many as I can with the time. So you may or may not have heard me talk before or seen me on social media, but for the last nearly 20 years I've been working in dental marketing. So written the book, I've been the head of marketing for some of the largest DSOs. I've had my own agency for 17 years. So I've been living and breathing the world of dental marketing for longer than we can all remember. But what you may not know about me is the first half of my career was actually in tech. So I'm actually a pure mathematician and a computer scientist. So my first of the career was working with the big guys, mission critical systems, working for banks, telcos, consultants. This is a team of developers I trained in India. So my background is tech. So everything I've ever done with marketing has always been based in data, in analytics, in scalability and compliance. So for me, when AI appeared on the scene, it was almost like my two worlds had collided, or my two loves had collided. And so what I'm doing now, shameless plug, is I'm actually building an AI platform. So merging my two worlds, marketing, compliance, and building it into a product called Trilby. I can't tell you much about Trilby because we are still flying under the radar. We're only talking to practices that are under legal NDAs. But if you do want to know about Trilby, if you do want to be one of the practices that are the first to experience this, there are some forms or flyers on your chairs. So feel free, if you are one of the practices that are interested in innovation, feel free to fill in, and I will tell you when we launch. So you now know a bit about me. I'd love to know a little bit about you. And we haven't got practice managers on the list, I apologize. Who here is a practice manager? Welcome. Practice owners? Hello and welcome. Associate dentists or leads, principals? Brilliant, well done. Have we got any OHTs, hygienists? Great, well done and thank you. Any students? And do we have any from the dental industry? A couple, great, thank you. So, let's be honest here, who is actually using AI? And I have been asking this question for the last 3 years, and I have been presenting this for 3 years. So who is now using AI? Okay, using it a lot? Great, who's using it a little bit? Who's dabbling, not really sure? Thank you, and who actually has no idea? Thank you for your honesty. So this is going to assume no previous knowledge. So it is high level, and for those of you that have been using this day in, day out, this is a high level presentation, but I hope that everybody has something that they can take away. So we're going to go back to the basics, and we're going to talk about what AI is. So you are probably aware that this is the 5th industrial revolution. But the experts are saying that it is like if electricity was invented at the same time as the steam engine and at the same time as the internet. We have never, ever had such a shift in our society, in our businesses. It gives me goosebumps. Like we will never see this. Okay, so life as we know it has changed, and it's changing. And when I started doing this 3 years ago, I was saying this thing's happening. You should probably look. But now who's seeing it everywhere? Who's seeing it in everything that they're doing? Okay, so we're getting to that point of momentum. So who's seen this? We're also beginning to see this. We're beginning to see the jobs being lost because of AI. Clinicians in the room, think you're safe? 2024, the first fully automated robotic dental procedure was carried out by a robot. 2024. So, whose job is safe? I don't know. But do we all agree that life is changing? So, what's AI? You're probably aware it's anything that traditionally we could have done as a human can now be done by a computer. Large language models, if we've heard the phrase LLM, basically they are trained on every piece of information that is open source, but also every single piece of information that we've all been plugging into these machines since December 2022. So these are large language models, trained on language. So that basically means that these systems are the smartest person that you will ever meet. They know everything. So you have access to every piece of knowledge. So is that an opportunity or is that a threat? So why am I obsessed? Because it has huge potential. And the fact that you guys are here today, I am assuming that you also see the potential. The potential for change, the potential for good. But also, there's a risk. So I cannot talk about AI without talking about some guardrails. And I will mention this a few times in my presentation, but I need you to understand that you and your team, if you are using generic tools that are not built for our industry, for healthcare, for dental, then the chances are that the information that you are putting in is being used to train these large language models. So I'm hearing stories about people walking into practices and they are seeing teams using ChatGPT and they are putting business information into these tools. They're putting patient information into these tools. So you guys are responsible. You're responsible for everybody in your team that might be using these tools. And you need to make sure that they are using the right tools in the right way. So I'm going to talk about generic tools today, but I need you to keep this top of mind. And also these tools do not know AHPRA unless they are a specific tool that has been trained. They do not know AHPRA advertising guidelines, and you are all responsible for what these tools put out and what you use them for. So what will AI never replace? Clinical judgment? Will it replace or could it augment? Okay? Could it augment? Second pair of eyes. But who is ultimately responsible? Okay? Not the AI, it's a tool. Human relationship. The greatest opportunity of using AI means that you and your team actually have that freedom, that they are able to spend more time with patients. Improve that patient journey. Like, who here wouldn't love to be able to give your patients a better experience? AI will never replace this. Truly, they don't want to talk to a robot. They want to talk to you. They want to talk to your team. And then, professional accountability. AHPRA, please do not believe what's coming out of these machines. Please do not blindly copy this. Critical. So the elephant in the room. I walk around here, and who here is hearing about 1,000 AI tools? Here's one. Okay? The speed that we are now seeing development. If you are on any of the email lists that I'm on, if you're reading anything in the media, it's bombarding. There is another tool, there's another model. Who here can keep up? It is overwhelming, and I am obsessed with this. I spend my life researching, reading. And am I an expert? No way. Because I do not believe that anybody can keep up. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, I think you're in very good company. And I think that the overwhelm is where we are right now. I don't think we are able to keep up with this innovation. I don't think that we can understand everything. I started, and I'm guessing there's a few in the room that tried to start to think, okay, I need to keep up. Do you agree that the speed is overwhelming? And there is no expert, because the expert of today and they know everything about the tools today, tomorrow it will change. So I was literally doing a presentation for the Australian Centre for AI and Marketing. So it was a very marketing specific presentation. Half an hour before the presentation, it was a live demo. We logged in, we ran through the demo, everything worked beautifully. Webinar started. Switched on OpenAI, and there was an alert saying, okay, this is a new version, a new revision. Within half an hour of me practicing, my information was out of date. So please normalize this overwhelm. Please give yourself permission to just know what you know, and accept what you accept, and know that it will be okay, things will shake out. And I think right now we're just in this whirlwind of noise. So how are you guys feeling? Truthfully, who's excited? Come on, hands up. Audience participation, thank you. Who's feeling optimistic? Thank you. Terrified? Yes. Yep. All three. Who actually has no idea? Me too. So I'm going to do some use cases to give you some idea. Feel free to take photos of any of these slides, guys. So the admin trap. Who here believes this data, that the admin in your practice is completely overwhelming? That you are spending so much time trying to keep up? That you and your team are trying to fight the fire? That is this daily burden? Lots of nods. This is a great opportunity for AI, because who here loves admin? In fact, I hate admin. I'm putting my hand down. Okay? Who here wants to do more admin? Who here would love to just take some admin off their plates? Who here wakes up in the morning and gets excited about all of the marketing that they know they should be doing in their practices? Who here thinks, you know what, I'm just going to pump out some social media posts today? Or is it a pressure that you think you should do? That it's a beast that needs feeding? And who's got time for it? So I believe, and this is where my wake-up call is like AI it's a huge opportunity for you guys. So take a photo of this slide. This is basically social media 101, get you started. Was anybody in my lecture yesterday? So I'm doing 3. 1 yesterday, 1 today, 1 tomorrow. So I went deeper in this to talk about the exact way that you can prompt. So these are very, very, very simple examples. Again, just a few prompts of how you could use this for email newsletters. I won't go into it, we don't have time. I can't see the timer. Yep. But just start playing, okay? And blogs. Who is writing the website content? Who has no idea? Again, a few prompts. These are very, very high level prompts just for you to get some exposure. And I'm going to repeat what I said. Okay, these prompts are basic prompts. They do not know clinical. They do not know your practice. They do not know the AHPRA advertising compliance. Okay, you need to use, if you're going to use these prompts, you need to make sure that they are compliant. You need to make sure that they are clinically correct, they represent your practice. And this is truthfully what we're building out in Trilby AI. We're making sure that all of this is embedded in our tool so you guys don't have to think about it. But please play. So is anybody aware of the innovation with images, with video, and seeing what you can actually do? And this is what I think is the most impressive. I guess, maybe I'm used to content, but this is incredible. Is anybody using Canva? Yeah. So Canva is basically the design tool for the masses. And it has so much AI embedded in their tools that I really do recommend that if you are going to start like AI Image 101 Canva, with all of the tools that I recommend that you use the paid versions, the pro versions. Has anybody heard the phrase that if you're using a free tool, then you are the product? So pay the extra, get the better version of the tools. So go in, have a play. Canva is great. Has anybody even heard of Nano Banana? I know you have. So Nano Banana is the AI imaging tool for Google. And it is beyond any other tool right now. And you go logically, why is that? So remember me saying that LLMs are trained on knowledge bases, information. If you think Google has access to Google Images, every single image in the public domain. So it has the largest data set to train on. So the reason I love Nano Banana is because of the range of things that you can do. So in my agency, we go out and we take photos of our practices. But who here's had photos taken of their practices? And the pressure of trying to get enough pretend patients in the chair, it's a real problem. So we go out and we have run sheets, and we're going, okay, we need this demographic, we need this age, and we kind of chunk these people through the photo shoot. So this is one of our photo shoots from a practice in Victoria. Guess what? We never have enough dummy patients. AI generated patient. I'll show you again. Can anybody tell that he's AI? So yesterday, the photographer that took these photos was here taking photos, Meta, and he couldn't He couldn't tell that that was an AI image. Here's another practice. We couldn't get out. They're in country Victoria. We could not get our photographer out, and we needed to push some things on social media. But we did have the fit out photos. So AI generated a DA, and then we popped in the dentist. Can you tell? It's good enough. So we've been talking 20 minutes.
Hi everyone, this is the Carolyn AI avatar created with HeyGen. It looks and sounds like me, but it's completely generated by AI. You may have seen an earlier version I shared, and this is the latest update of the software. I've been experimenting with it and wanted to give you a quick demo so you can see how far the technology has come. What do you think? Is this amazing, a bit scary, or maybe a bit of both?
Could you tell that wasn't me? Could you tell that wasn't me talking? I've been with my husband for 30 years. He cannot tell that the AI's...
Husband studies.
He couldn't tell. It's my voice.
大家好，这是用HeyGen创建的 Carolyn AI 数字人，它的外貌和声音都像我，但完全是由 AI 生成的。你们可能看过我之前分享的版本，这是该软件的最新更新。我一直在尝试使用它，想给你们做一个简短的演示，让你们看看。
Mandarin native speakers, talk to me. How was it? Good? Marks out of 10? 8 out of 10. That's incredible. So this was done 3 weeks ago. And for the last 3 years, I've been doing a translation video. And 3 weeks ago was the first time that anybody said, it's good. So just imagine if you go there, and we can talk about this afterwards if we've got time, about ethics and who owns what, your face, your voice. But imagine if you and your team could speak the language of your patients natively. Imagine if you could feed the AI version, the AI clone of you, the clinical information that you wish your patients could understand, that they don't have time to hear when they're in the chair, in their own language. And this is 3 weeks ago. So who thinks that that could potentially alleviate pressure, help communication, improve your patient experience? So this is a tool. You know the ones that, oh my God, this tool's so great, it should be illegal. This is crazy. So who here knows the AHPRA guidelines for using AI? Is that working? So imagine feeding this in to an AI tool called Gamma to produce some content for your LinkedIn post. And you can set the brand, you can set the style, you can set the design, you can set the language, and it could create LinkedIn posts for you to share with your peers in front of your very eyes. Writing the content, creating the design, and then being able to post this to LinkedIn instantly. This blows my mind. So who here would love for tools to be able to write on your behalf, to design on your behalf. This obviously does not know your clinical content. It does not know your AHPRA content. But can you see where the future is taking us? So brand voice and compliance. Checking the time. This is a bit of a throwaway slide. ChatGPT phrase bingo. Who here is reading content at the moment and they can spot that it's been written by AI? And there's phrases in there and you go, oh, okay. So when I started using AI 5 days after OpenAI and ChatGPT came into existence, I thought this was incredible because it made me sound so smart, smarter than I could ever imagine. And the words and the phrases, it's like, wow. And then a week later, I thought, that actually is not me. And then 3 years later, where are we? We can spot when something has been written by AI. Would you agree? So what do you think this means to you and your brand? Do you think you should be playing ChatGPT phrase bingo? Or do you want your AI to sound like you? Do you think it should sound like you? So don't use these tools blindly. Make sure that you're thinking about the phrases. So you need to maintain the brand voice. So again, take a photo of the slide. You have to train these tools to sound like you. You don't want these tools to sound like a robot, an AI, because your patients will know it hasn't come from you. So you need to think about how you're training them. I said I'd mention it, and I will mention it time and time again. AHPRA compliance, guys. There was a question yesterday, and somebody said, what happens if my AI video, my AI clone, says something that is an AHPRA breach? Who is responsible for the output of these tools? Is it the AI organization? Or is it you? Who is it that gets the letter from AHPRA if you're in breach? Is it the AI organization? Or is it you? So you need to understand that these tools are incredible, but you have got to check, human in a loop, everything that comes out. Tools are being created, and this is what we're creating that has this knowledge embedded, that iterates over these checks, okay? You need to make sure that you are checking, you are iterating over every single piece of content. So for you, if you're kind of a workflow person, welcome to my gang. So here's a little breakdown of how you could use AI daily, the tasks that you could carry out. Because you need to use this in a systemized way. Like everything in your practice, there are times to follow process. So where are we going? What does the future look like? Anybody heard of custom GPTs? So the next level to prompting is custom GPTs. So remember me saying that you need to tell the AI about your voice, about your practice. You can train the AI in your practice. Clinical information, clinical content, AHPRA guidelines. So you can build these systems, custom GPTs. This was the realization that my marketing agency is going to die. And if I don't kill it, then somebody else will. So this is an example. This AI knows. It's got my book in the back. It knows what perfect content is. It knows what perfect clinical content is. It knows AHPRA. And it can produce every single piece of marketing that you and your practice needs. Who here thinks that this is a dream? You don't have to think about it because it's done for you. If I don't kill my marketing agency, then somebody else will. And this is what we're building out in Trilby AI, because the future is already here. So just imagine that it doesn't just produce content. Who's here heard about Agentic AI? Agents. The future is here. So instead of AI producing content that you then need to take and do something with, or your team needs to take and do something with, imagine a world where an AI tool is connected with your systems, your socials, your patient database, your website, and it can produce your content. And you can approve it, and it will post. It will schedule, and you'll know it's AHPRA compliant. You'll know it's in your tone of voice. You'll know it's clinically correct. Who would want that? So you don't have to learn the tools, you need to train the tools. So this is fully agentic, so this is where they can do the work for you. So ChatGPT, it started using agents, and anybody used it and loved it? It's not there. Has anybody heard of Claude? Claude Co-work is incredible. Where are we? 3 months. And this is what we're building out. We're building out agentic tools for you guys. So the mistakes that I'm seeing, checking the time. The 5 mistakes. So I think we've talked about them all. Just creating content and following blindly. Sharing patient data. Okay, please be aware of how your team are using these tools. Copying, pasting, without editing, human in a loop. I should have that on my t-shirt. Okay? We are always going to be in the situation where there is human in a loop. So tone of voice, make sure it sounds like you, and that you don't score on the ChatGPT phrase bingo. AHPRA guidelines. So the opportunity is for you guys to think of this as a really interesting 45 minutes that we've spent together, and you can leave and forget things. Or this could be the point where you either start or progress what you're doing with AI. What I'm hearing, and you're probably hearing it too, is people are saying you should be spending an hour every day learning these tools, thinking about AI to stay ahead. So if you've got somebody in your practice that you think can be your AI champion, that is AI native, I strongly encourage you to work with them, to give them the opportunity to learn on your behalf. Likewise, if you are one of the people that is like me, that's a bit crazy and loves this, and you go wild, anybody like that, and it's like, oh my goodness, show me those tools. Your team is not as excited as you, I guarantee it, and they're probably scared. So Do not go into your practice and go, there's these tools, we should use them, this is incredible. Be very, very aware that we all are, sorry, okay, there are a range of feelings about AI. There is fear, there's excitement. So be careful about how you are introducing AI into your practices, into your teams, because there is a good chance that they are fearful. So if you're excited, great. Just be aware that they may not be. So if you do want to hear more about Trilby, we'd love to talk to you. We've got some forms to fill in. And the first 5 get a copy of my book, and a lucky one person gets a Trilby hat if you want to be very stylish. So thank you for your time. We have got a few minutes for questions. And who wants something kind of strange and ridiculous just as a bit of fun? The most ridiculous video.
Dentistry, dental AI is coming. Join the Trilby AI waitlist now to be the first to experience it.
So, a bit of fun, but hopefully you've learned something, and I am happy to take any questions. I think we've got 6 minutes, and there should be a mic. Any questions? Are you all too scared? No questions? Okay, all right. Well, we can have a private conversation afterwards, but thank you for your time. Take care.